Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Mr. O.
and Ms. Banshee. Ms. B. Is that better?
Yeah.
Or should I say BS? Ms. BS here. Welcome to the show. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all here. Hi, Shan. Everybody's doing better here, so we're all happy joy. And I am going to get the card for the collective going in 1 second. For those lucky enough to make it to our happy hour, that would be, or not a happy hour, our lightning round, that would be, what was it, 2, 3 people?
No, I think it was 4 or 5.
Okay, it was 4 or 5. It was a nice little turnout, and that's what we're expecting, depending on the time of day we do it at. We kind of popped it up about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
3:30.
3:30. That's right. It was the half hour. See, we're tricky that way.
The lightning half hour.
Yes. We made it a lightning half hour because there were a few people. We chatted a bit and had some fun and pulled a card for people who were there. And so we'll be doing this again in the month of March. You never know when lightning will strike.
Right, and people saying, "Oh, I wish I'd heard about it." Well, but that's the point. Is you may hear about it, you may not.
I do throw some reminders or little plugs on social media. I did say that day that it would come out sometime in the late afternoon, but that was about it. And so if you subscribe and you get notifications, you will see it.
All right.
You had a gym teacher? Well, I was very much in sports once upon a time. Gym was one of my favorite classes. I was in the sports program in high school. I was one of the all-pro in my gym class.
We went to the same high school, but we didn't know each other in high school because it was a large class and she was down a grade or 2 from me.
Right. And so, who knew? But,
we met in college.
Yeah.
There's actually a little YouTube video about some of that in one of the playlists if you care to poke around and look around for it.
All right, so I am using the Spring Season of the Witch Oracle. As I keep trying to promote spring here, we're going to have a little bit of a few cold days coming, but then we're going to jump back up into the 40s and 50s. So I'm looking forward to spring. That's why I'm wearing the green. All right.
Pink Moon.
Pink Moon, nice. And besides, spring is Aries season. So of course I'm looking forward to that. All right, Pink
Number 29.
Moon. 29. Yeah, it's... All right. The keywords are inner reflection, establishing new neural pathways. Ooh. Your tongue will illuminate the spaces within your thoughts that need evolving. Uh-oh. Here comes trouble. Okay. Hi, Sonny. Have a seat without destroying things. I know you're just going to get up in a few minutes for more food, but, you know, make yourself at home. Okay. Look closely. A lovely soul dances up a staircase of oracle decks. Do they look familiar? They are the Season of the Witch, of course. A revolutionary series, the likes of which have never been seen before. Was it ambitious, maybe even improbable? Absolutely, but not impossible. No dream or goal is impossible for those who are willing to stay committed to bringing it to life. It may require a different way of thinking, a lot of hard work, changing some habits, convincing the non-believers, sacrificing many things, and a lot of reflection. But in the end, there isn't anything you can't do if you believe enough in yourself and your ideas. This card guides you to bring illumination to your situation. Your thoughts and words are powerful and can support a journey of remarkable achievement. Or they can become roadblocks to prevent you from reaching your fullest potential. You have the ability to reroute the streams of your consciousness, creating fresh, empowering thoughts and beliefs. Embrace the transformative practice of introspection. For in these moments of quiet reflection, you will lay the foundation for profound evolution. The card encourages you to release outdated patterns and beliefs that are depleting your confidence and growth. The only person who can ensure a positive solution to your question is you. And, you know, we've often said that, you know, oftentimes we seek these answers outside of ourselves, but they're really there. They're really there within you. Just have to sometimes get quiet, calm down, and really, you know, look for it there. And so this is really interesting. She talks about making the impossible possible. And what it takes is hard work. It takes hard work. That's why I so admire these creators of these decks, the creators of tarot decks that go above and beyond and reach for new perspectives on, you know, different symbology and meanings to things. It takes a lot of work and effort to do that, right?
It's kind of like speaking truth is what it's talking about, I guess.
True,
is
that
what it
too.
feels like that, you know,
Yeah.
like sort of blowing away, you know, false impressions by being truthful.
And being truthful and honest with yourself above all. I love this deck.
Yeah.
So it's inner reflection, establishing new neural pathways. That's it too. You know, we should try to challenge ourselves and try to make what we feel is impossible possible. We'll never know unless we try, right? So good luck with that.
All right.
And who popped in that you were waving at?
Kara.
Oh, hi, Kara. Good to see you. All right, I'm going to get the list out there. And Jasmina is up first.
Right. And I will use the Tarot of the Ancestral Path.
And do we have a question? Let's see.
I don't know. Hey, Jasmina, you're up.
Yeah, go ahead and post your question.
I should check just to see, but I don't think they did.
No, I just looked. I'm pretty sure. Let me grab my... I had to move them.
So, folks, yeah, you got to remember, if you come in right at the beginning when we're still in the waiting mode, post a question. Hi, Tajavi. Yes,
Hi,
we can answer.
Okay, yeah, I'll get you on
It's
the
not
list.
a big list. We'll give Jasmina just another minute or so. Jasmina, if you're out there. It is always better to leave us a question, especially if
you have to walk out.
You get tired of waiting for us. Hi, Firespawn. Sure.
Oh, hi, Firespawn. We'll get you on the list. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Good to see you back. All right. I want to go in.
And I'm pretty sure Jasmina is temporarily out of the chat. They may come back, they may not. But we are going to move on to Nicole.
I'm going to put Jasmina at the end of the list.
And Nicole asked, are things going to start getting better? My life has been very stressful. Everything I've been trying to do to get ahead, I hit a wall. I'm sorry to hear that, of course, Nicole. So, it sort of like presents as a yes or no question, but it obviously needs detail and a sense of factors going on.
Yeah, we need to look at what's going on. Oh, I'm sorry, Jasmina. I appreciate that, but we had to move on. So I'll tell you what, you're at the end of the list. If you type your question, we will get to it. And you can look it up later if you can't stay.
Or if your internet connection fails again.
We gave you a fair amount of moments there, and we didn't hear from you. If you had your question written, we could have started doing the reading.
It's always best to leave a question when you come in. That way we will do it in order. And hi, Garima. All right, very good. Thanks, Jasmina. Okay, so we'll get Garima on the list too. And so we did move on to Nicole, who asked a question about whether life gets better. And our three cards, our first one is the upright Ace of Cups. Yeah, that's fine. Thursdays are a slow night, so usually you can get back into the queue without necessarily missing it altogether. All right, and then the next card, that's the Ace of Cups, is the Four of Wands reversed.
All very nice so far.
And then the next one is the Seven of Wands upright.
Ah, all right.
So there's a mix here, but a lot of this says maybe opening up to love, to being loved. And I know you've asked questions about, relationships before, but the sense of really appreciating, maybe really loving a life is a part of this. On the other side is the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands says, but you have to fight for it. That there sort of is a position of saying, even though you are hitting walls, you have to still keep in the game. You can't give up. If you give up, then you may not hit the walls, but you may hit something else. Did you want to jump in?
Oh, no. Go ahead if you...
And then in the middle was that Four of Wands reversed. And the Four of Wands reversed is not really a very bad card. It doesn't reverse the meaning. And the Four of Wands talks about structure and foundation and happiness associated with continuity in your life. And your question sort of touches on that in a way. Are things going to, have a breakthrough for you and have a sense of moving in the right direction? This suggests that you will. It may not be exactly the perfect you want, but it's not going to be so bad. You have to not give up. Even when things are really challenging, you have to still kind of stick in there. And you have to remember, about love and building love for yourself, whether it's, with other people or just with other situations, finding a way to love what you have or what you are working towards.
Well, I have to say here, Nicole, it looks as though I see, when I look at that Seven of Wands, I feel that's what you're feeling right now. I feel that is like you feel as though you're always you gotta always be sort of on the defensive a little bit, or trying to just hold yourself above some of the maybe things that are trying to bring you down, or maybe even have been successful in bringing you down a little bit. But as Mr. O said, it is really crucial for you to just stand up for yourself. Set some boundaries if you need to, if other people are trying to take advantage of you or putting you in this difficult situation. You gotta stand tall and stand up for yourself, and fight for your oh gosh, where's my wand? Okay. And fight for your sense of comfort and security and peace of mind. I think here it's coming. I almost do feel there is a breakthrough coming here. I feel here that there's love and happiness in store for you. So it does sound like something is breaking through. It could be coming through your own efforts, or it could be maybe that's what you're working towards right now. If you hold your own, you stand your ground, you just keep pushing back at whatever it is. If you're overworked, if you're overburdened, if you're overstressed, if people have been making your life difficult, whatever it is, or financially things aren't going your way, you have to just stand and try to rise above it. Keep yourself above water. And I think here your efforts will bring you the happiness and peace that you are looking for. I kind of went backwards there. I kind of felt it went that way for me. And let's see, we had this first.
The whip.
And then that.
And the clouds.
So I think here, swift, decisive action when things start to loom out of control. Whatever you can do, however you can approach it, whether you need to get advice from others, whether you need to get help and support from others, whatever the case may be, acting fast to dispel, the darkness, to dispel the difficulty is the best solution here. Is just tackle things as they come so that things don't pile up to become a big headache for you.
For me, that Lenormand there at the end, Nicole, I think this is saying that when things are really confusing and clouding too, clouds cloud things. They make things difficult to understand, or they possibly hide other people's motives or activities. So when things are really confusing or not able to make sense to you, you do have to move swiftly or definitively to try to resolve that. What did you mean when you said that? Or what are these actions going to really mean to me?
Well, it's true that the whip can be a little bit confrontational at times and argumentative, but it's also about speed and, can be even about efficiency anyway. You got to hit this where it counts. You have to just clear out what's wrong, and try to just keep ahead of it. I know, I don't know what you're going through, and, I don't want you to take offense, but I just feel here that actions will help here, more action, just taking it quickly and decisively as it comes. Sometimes we just become so overwhelmed. And some of these things can be big. You lose a job or something, or you lose a place to live. Well, then you know what? That's your priority at the moment. You got to fix it. Do everything in your power to fix it.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. I hope you can get through this. I see signs of improvement here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
And that Four of Wands, Nicole, could indicate to me that, because it was reversed, but it can indicate there could be some support for you out there that maybe you haven't tapped yet. Because isn't there like people?
Yeah, that does have that sense. That's a good point. So,
like family or friends or something.
Reach out to other networks of some sort.
Yeah. So good luck with that.
All right.
All right. We are on Paisley. And I see Russ and Aisha came in. Had to update my numbers because they were not. All right.
Hey, Paisley, I know you usually wait here and throw us the question when you see it's your turn.
Well, we always give a few minutes either way.
Uh-huh. So I will blather about something.
Blather.
Tomorrow morning is my emotional exchanges, and
we have some more to blather about, and we didn't make a decision on it.
Well, I already went ahead and made the decision. You're talking about
happy hour.
We'll be at 2 p.m.
Okay, happy hour will be at 2 p.m. this Saturday. We had to make a quick switcheroo because Mr. O decided not to cancel his MRI to get it checked out anyway. So
she harassed me.
I did not. He did a card reading.
Okay, that too. But it said I probably should keep my appointment.
Yeah, so he's keeping his appointment and getting that done at 9, which would make it really hard for us to do this at 10 o'clock, our usual time.
It would make it impossible.
So,
I'm going to be out there in Southfield at 10 o'clock.
So it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday.
Paisley, are you here?
Try to join us. Yeah, what happened to Paisley? Paisley, we cannot waste much more time.
You? Did they leave a question? Maybe I did.
But you did want to. No, I looked. You did want to check out your emotional exchanges, though, or say something.
Yes, so I'll mention that real quickly, and then we may move on.
Yep.
The emotional exchanges, and I'm doing a slightly revised. I'm still doing 2 cards, and I'm still doing a card to ascertain, if you will be lucky in love. That's going to actually be the bottom card. The top card is more likely going to be about what is that special emotional or romantic vibe you may be feeling this week. And then at the end of all the readings, I do a spell with everyone for peace for the world.
Aww.
Love and peace for the world.
All right, so I've reposted the list, and Shan is up. And Shan, I think, did leave a question.
I believe Shan left us. General for next couple months. Anything you should know.
Right.
Oh, the list is not closed. Let's take that note off.
Oh, how'd that happen?
Because I leave it on at the end of the last time and I don't turn it off.
The list is not closed. Hopefully people didn't leave seeing that.
Well, I doubt it because it was only on that one screen and there were 2 screens. Stop over.
It is not closed yet. That's weird. There. Oh, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. That's a pretty card. We have the World upright. Four of Swords upright.
Lenormand gives us its letter and a coffin.
Ooh.
Ooh, I know.
Well, it may not be bad, but I'm looking at a couple things here. You've got to kind of watch the decisions you make in the next couple months, Shan. I think here you have to really think. You have to make sure that you have all the information you need and not just make rash decisions. Try to be mindful and consider all aspects of what you're saying yes or no or making a decision about. It could be about something that, well, I'm almost thinking I see 2 different things here, so I don't know if I should let you go with the first card. Why don't
I
you
want
go?
to talk about the first card because I'm not sure I see it connected yet, but
Okay.
the first card has a feeling that the thing you should know about in the next couple months is that you may have to make a decision that others or certain others are dreading how you're going to make that decision, or they're very interested. They may feel you might not make the decision that favors their possible factors or roles in it, like maybe they're a stakeholder in what this is about. But the other thing too is that they understand, Shan, that when push comes to shove, you're going to make a decision that is the right one for you, and it may even reflect on the idea that maybe they feel it won't wear well for them. So they're a little worried about this decision in terms of possible effects on them.
And it's really weird because I wanted to put these two cards together, but I almost wonder if they're separate, and I'm kind of getting the feeling that they're separate issues, but that they may have impact on each other, and I think you'll see where I'm going with this. I think with the world here, it's saying that really, you're really hoping to finish something, in these next couple of months. And maybe that's why the coffin is here as well. I'm wondering, you want to complete a cycle. I don't know, like for example, if you were a student, I would say you want to finish and graduate. If you want to be moving on to a different job, maybe you want to finish up and work that you're doing on your present one and have everything in order before you start looking for another job. It could be something like that, or it could be a personal goal or project. But I kind of feel that way, that this is kind of an issue too. And that last card really may have an impact on all of that, but I'll get to that after Mr. O talks. Do you want to talk about that one?
I like the idea, what you said there, that maybe something you need to know is that maybe time's up. You have to finish something. So maybe if you had an extension for something, maybe it has to be done. But maybe the time's up is about you returning to something that maybe you had to leave for a while. So this could be leaving, you left coursework and now you have to return to it because maybe some other cycle finishes and it really pushes you back to that. Maybe you had good reasons to take time off or whatever it was, whether it was coursework or other things. But now you need to return, and you may be returning also too from the idea that maybe that impactful decision really was what was part of closing the cycle or sort of finishing things. It may be like you're just really making a big change, or you're gonna be, and it will have impacts more so with maybe others. I mean, it's a good impact for you, but I think other people are going to be a little bit surprised maybe.
Well, I'm actually going to take a little different spin with that 4,
Okay.
because that 4, and it absolutely could reflect what Mr. O has said. I think, though, that the way I'm looking at it is that with heady decisions going on and some difficult ones that you need to make and some things that you really want to push yourself to complete or, put an end to, it may be taking a toll on you in the couple months ahead. And you may need to make sure you're getting plenty of rest, that you're not overdoing things, that you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, because there may be a need for you to really replenish yourself. I can't rule out that you might get stuck and saddled with an awful flu or bug like we had, because oftentimes when we push ourselves too hard, we become a little ill. And so I'm not going to rule that out, but there is definitely a need for more rest and making sure you're awake and aware so that you don't feel cloudy when you have to make these important decisions, and that you have enough energy to carry through your projects.
So when I'm thinking about this, it seems to me, Shan, that maybe it's more of a recovery from just being super busy and super mentally busy with these changes. It's not necessarily like you're going to have, a good case of the flu or something that lays you up for a while. The recovery, I think, is more about getting back to normal after a lot of thinking, a lot of pressure. I'm almost wondering, too, if it comes through a series of communications that maybe involve these other details, like whether it's, releasing from one situation to move on to another, returning to study of some sort. I get the feeling like there's just a lot for you to handle in the next few months, and it's vital that you keep your rest and keep strong in that way so that it doesn't debilitate you more.
So the good news is that I feel with the coffin and the world, you probably will complete whatever it is you need to do and get done. There will be an ending here, and I think it will happen, but I also feel that, and I feel that you or there'll be some communication involved in this. You'll either, like, for example, if this was about school, I'm just throwing this out there, you'll get a letter, right? Saying you've completed, or here's your report card. If it's just for the semester or term, you just want it over with. You will get done, and you will get some notification or some document that backs that up and corroborates it. For example, as another example, we paid off the mortgage on our condo in December. And then we got notification letters. We got, important letters we had to file so that, now we are the owners of the condo. So it could be anything like that you are finishing. And I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be communicated or communicated by you that you're finally done with something. So good luck with that.
Alrighty.
I hope you needed to hear that. Oh, a baby shower. Hey, that's a big responsibility.
Oh, those are mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on.
I had it the other way around.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we had for you. And
Cool.
We're moving on to Ari.
Congratulations to your sister.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Ari asks about her job situation.
Hey, you're very welcome, Shan.
You are welcome. So, your basic question is, why are you having a hard time getting a job and others are being chosen over you? Well, the quick answer is, for whatever reasons, they like the other candidates better. But it doesn't mean you can't figure out what else you may be able to do that. Thank you, Shan. We love you too. Thank you so much. Understood. Hey, that's the way of the world. We do all need jobs.
All right, so what is the question exactly?
Why is it so hard for her to get a good job?
Oh, there it is. I got it. Right now. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's a valid question, Ari.
It's absolutely a valid question.
I'm not taking it out on you. I just understand that right now it is what they call an employer's market, that they can choose to be as choosy as they want. And it may be a lot of other things too. It might not just be skill levels they're looking for or experience. They might be looking for compatibility with the group mind, that kind of stuff. Thank you, Firespawn. I hope that's true. Yes. Thinking good vibes for you, Ari. Alrighty. So why?
Oh, Harry. No, I like to abbreviate.
Oh.
That's funny.
Oh. I'm sorry, I missed that, I guess. Whoops. Okay, so Ten of Cups is your first card.
Upright?
It's upright.
All right.
Your next card is Death upright, and that's change. Big change. And then your next card is the Nine of Cups. So it's kind of funny because it's sort of avoiding the question.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, I'll let you start then.
I think you hit it a little bit, Mr. O, without realizing it in your previous conversation. Let's start with that Ten of Cups, for example, Ari. Mr. O said something about how these people maybe pick and choose who they feel are going to be right to work on the team that they have in place, And so if they don't feel you fit for whatever reasons, so it's basically finding that right fit. That right fit. And you think you might find it or you'd be happy working anywhere, and that's true. But your employer has to be happy with you too. And so if I look at that Ten of Cups card, That's what I would say as some advice. But as for job prospects, looking at the fact that you have the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups in this reading, I have a feeling you should really keep at it. You should not have a problem finding work.
Definitely check out McDonald's, even if you think you won't like it, but you realize that they do pay good, and I think that's true about everywhere. McDonald's seems to be one of the better fast foods to work at.
Well, you know what, Ari? It's perfectly okay to call them back and ask them, may I ask why I didn't get the job so I can improve my interview skill elsewhere? Just see what they say. You know, if this keeps happening to you, I would ask. There's no shame in asking, you know?
Well, and I hate to snark a little bit, but your last few questions there, it really is coming from their point of view. It's not personal. I think that's a big part of this. You have to understand that it's not necessarily personal, that they're not choosing against you for any other reason other than the fact that they just seem to think the other persons are going to work out better. There's nothing wrong with you, but you have to be able to somehow express that.
Let's move on, though. Let's move on to... Death.
Change.
Death is indicating here there's got to, you know, it could be saying that maybe you do need to get to the bottom of this and ask some of these employers that just aren't giving you jobs. Maybe they'll just tell you, well, we felt this other candidate who's worked X amount of hours in fast food would be better, or whatever. They give them the chance, because this death card indicates to me that there's got to be there's some change that's needed here in your approach to these jobs.
Well, mostly when you've told us about your job situations, you look like you're wanting to be in food service. Maybe the change needs to be outside of that. Maybe you need to consider...
Well, we've talked about that before. I think it's come up before.
I guess we did. You're right.
But a while back.
Okay. But I'm not saying it's not invalid to necessarily wade into other waters, too, just to see, you know, like for every 4 or 5 applications you get in fast food, maybe you should have at least 1 or 2 in something else. You know, make that a goal for yourself, is to not focus exclusively in any one area.
I can't argue at that point either, you know.
Can't argue at that point either.
Because the more you can, even though fast food jobs are the best, you know, best for you right now, I can't argue with that maybe you need to expand your search for now, too, so that you just have more of a pool of possibilities here. That Nine of Cups at the end, my gosh, it's upright too. That's your wish card. So how am I supposed to give you advice on why you're not getting jobs from that? You got a thought first?
It could be saying that, you know, you're wishing too hard, you're hoping too hard for this and that. Maybe it's about that sense of expectations. And everybody always yawns when I suggest this, but public libraries are almost always hiring entry-level jobs. In some areas they pay pretty well. Maybe it's not, you know, as well as fast food, but they are easy jobs, and you get benefits of getting CDs or DVDs that you can check out and watch. Okay, I'll be quiet
and read
now.
The many books that Mr. O brings home and reads. Oh my God. But you know, there are other options, and so maybe it's time to consider that. And keep working on the food angle. And you know what? Even if you get something else and you'd rather be in fast food, hey, at least you'd be making the money, and, you know, you could look for jobs in the meantime. So let's take a look at the Lenormand.
I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that.
It is not.
Okay, here's the Lenormand mammoth.
We are the keepers of freedom of information. We are the keepers of knowledge. We share knowledge. We are not boring. Anyway, I'm sorry.
And Mars, which is a man possibly.
Yeah, so it could be a man, or it could be the fact that it is speaking in terms of, you know, your obstacles maybe are dealing with these with these job screeners. I think here with the hierarchy, I don't know if you meet the manager,
like a
or
gatekeeper
how it
of
goes
some
in,
sort.
right? How it goes in fast food, HR. But the thing is that seems to be your obstacle. Is how you look to them, or how you're coming off to them. Maybe there's something not quite shining through that they need to see. But that seems to be your obstacle. The mountain is here, is convincing someone you are right for this job, or, that you will stay a while just telling them whatever it is you think they want to hear. So that's why I say to you, really, the only way through a mountain, you can't break through it, right? You have to climb over it. And so I think to do that, you may have to make those hard steps and start asking some of these people, thanking them for the interview and the opportunity, but saying, it would be really helpful to me if you could, give me some advice as to why I didn't get the job and what I could do to improve my chances next time.
At the end of the day, a lot of times, an employer will look at all those things, how well you scored in these kind of areas or that areas. But the final area is whether or not they possibly personally like you too. So you have to maybe be able to approach that employer, that interviewer, in a way that makes them feel like they would like you. Not necessarily as a friend, but as somebody that they would like.
That's what we have. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. Some real positive cards in this reading, though,
Yeah, really. There are positive cards here.
So I keep thinking you can overcome this. So I wish you luck with that.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
That's true.
Kara, what Kara
I
says.
didn't think about that. Good call there, Kara. I love our chat. All right. Social media, yeah. Nothing is private anymore. Hello.
It's pretty sad.
And especially now that, all our information is just not private anymore. So, it's very sad. State of affairs. All right. So, let me see what I've got here. Kara is up. Hi, Kara.
Right, Kara.
Okay. And it's my deck. Okay, what does Kara have for us?
It's right at the bottom. She just posted it.
Oh, okay, thank you. What does Odin have for you? Okay. Well.
Don't forget to watch Banshee's Material Matters Sundays at 10 a.m. We are live in the chat room for the pre-recorded reading for all the signs of the zodiac. And boy, do we have a lot of fun. It's very chatty there. So if you'd like to just hang around and chat, hear a little bit more about the reading, or just exchange fun times with us, check it out. Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we're going to do a past life show sometime in March. It's definite.
From her words or her lips.
And I have an idea.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm all ears.
I think we should do it kind of open-endedly in this regard. We will do a general about some past life, we'll look into somebody's past life, what comes up in the card generally, and how maybe that life is impacting on your life today. Or we'll look at a past love life, your choice. In other words, you can direct it towards a great love in your life you had in a past life, and we'll do that. So we'll offer both options, and that way we don't have to have two separate past life shows.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
There we go. Again.
What does Odin have for you? I love this card. It's the Eight of Swords reversed.
Eight of Swords reversed.
Odin wants you to break out of the... Odin wants from you courage, self-esteem, feeling empowered, feeling like the warrior you truly are, Kara. He wants you to really break out of your shell of self-doubt, or the sense of, or maybe listening to some inner voices that block you from moving forward. These are all lies. He thinks you have really good abilities. He thinks you are capable, more capable than you perhaps realize.
Sometimes I think that the sword is two-edged. It could be about the ways that, Odin perceives you being held back on your own, but maybe Odin also sees that other things do sort of have an influence over you, and so he wants you to smite those enemies. Mightily.
Smite those enemies.
Well, but it just may be saying that whatever it is, whether it is external or internal, Odin wants you to figure out what it is you need to do to be a freer agent in the world. Maybe, mostly in effect, I think, to do what he has for you. A mission.
So why is that important? Oh my gosh. It's the Two of Swords.
Oh.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah,
it's
I think
important
so.
Because he thinks you're holding yourself back. I mean, I'm just going from what I said previously.
Well, it's important because you are holding yourself back. This isn't what Odin thinks. That was in the first card, I think. It's important to you that you understand what Odin wants, because maybe you are holding yourself back, or maybe you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for a moment.
Go ahead.
I think that's about it.
Okay. I just think that, well, now that I think about it, with what he said initially too, about, how did you say that?
External, internal.
Yeah, the external, internal factors. It's possible here that you are holding yourself back because you're concerned about how others will approach you if you unrestrain yourself, You're worried more about the outside opinion of once you release yourself from these bonds. Because one thing that the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords have in common is kind of like, okay, she's blindfolded, right? She's kind of sitting there stuck with the swords in her hand, and this person is stuck behind a wall of swords.
That's very interesting. So
yeah,
it's important that you understand Odin wants you to work on these issues, because maybe you yourself have started to realize that too, or maybe you it's just sort of like common for you, like maybe you don't even always realize what you do to hold yourself back. Hi, Christine.
Sure, Christine, I'll get you on the list. Yeah, okay.
All right. Hi, Sun Moon.
And so the third card, hold on, things are going. Ooh. It's Justice. Isn't that a nice card? Wait, that is Justice, right? It's the purple. It's
Yes, it is Justice.
That's so beautiful. That's right, it's got the Roman numerals.
No problem, Christine. What did you do?
So it's balance. It says right there, balancing.
What did you do?
And I feel here, so I get out of that. I feel here, just lay down, would you? I can't even see the cards. The beautiful card I have up there. Lay down. Ah, it's so nice. So I think here it's a matter of balancing, yourself. Sure, maybe what you need to do is be gentle with yourself as you move forward now, and not have, how do I want to say this? Not have higher expectations. In other words, take it slow. Take it slow and build your confidence up. If you take things a step at a time, you have a chance once you achieve one little thing then you can go for a bigger challenge. So take it easy at first. Do something that you're pretty sure you're going to succeed at, because it will boost your confidence, it will boost your self-esteem, and it will make you believe in yourself.
Well, you have the Two of Swords there, and then you have 11, balance, 1 and 1, 2 and 2.
Yeah, interesting.
So there's a bit of duality represented between these, and maybe with the other card even, the sense of block, non-block. So there's binary qualities going on here, and maybe a lot of this is about saying don't favor any one thing, sort of figure out ways to unite either various options you have, maybe they work as one, or maybe other kind of situations can be combined to reach a balance that maybe is really behind all of that. That Odin feels your balance when you realize you don't have yourself or others holding you back.
I like it. What do you got for the Lenormand?
Oh, what indeed. I have tree. Odin hung from a tree.
That's right.
We are not asking you to do that. But there may be a stork up there in the tree.
So Odin wants you to begin something new. Start a new adventure. Begin something new.
That will grow.
And watch and let it grow and allow it to grow. Nurture it, and grow it. He wants to see you start something and make it flourish and grow. So I like that. And also maybe he wants you to start something that could be a real learning experience for you as well. And when I say that, I mean in a good way, in a growthful way.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
Alrighty.
Right, and Tezjavi is up.
Hi there, Taj. And thank you for reposting your question. What are Sid's current feelings?
Okay.
That's my deck. There's those.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm going to use the Adrian Tarot. You're welcome, Kara.
He wants to wrestle. He's in wrestle mode. I got your little feet. Give me those feet. Give me. Silly. What you got?
All right. The first is the Seven of Cups reversed. And then the Three of Pentacles upright. And the Hermit upright.
The Hermit upright. Well, with the Seven of Cups reversed,
Current feelings. The Seven of Cups is a card of choosing to some degree. Somebody may feel like they've looked at options or they felt they had choices to make, but maybe they now feel they're choosing someone. And you didn't mention anything had happened. Like before you said, you just sort of see each other walking by. But if this is about his feelings towards you, then maybe he's choosing to get to know you better or to re-engage, if that's what it was. Now, real quickly, the Lenormand gave us the whip and the scythe.
Not liking that combination.
And that's a weird combination.
It's a weird combination. Well, it's not a good combination. Let's just say.
It's not a good one.
But we'll get to that. I think that can come after. Because I don't see any super red flags here. What's that last card? The Hermit. Upright, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. It's really interesting here. Maybe they're in the process in their mind of thinking about whether they want to get involved in somebody's life more, you know.
Well, they asked us specifically about Sid and them.
Okay, so if they want to get in your life more, or if they want to work towards that, or if they want to stay alone.
Maybe the idea of the choices are uniting or staying alone. Maybe
That's what I'm saying.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the feelings are that they feel with you they have to make a choice, or that they feel they're moving towards a choice.
It's possible. I also look at this thing here that's very worrisome to me.
Yeah.
Because this could indicate that maybe there's something that's going to be like cut off here. You know, aggressively cut off, like something changes. For example, what if they had to make a sudden move and they're no longer in the picture anymore, or something like that? You know, for example, if you work together, okay, what if they got another job, or they lost their job and they had to make a quick move away? I almost feel something could pull them out of your orbit, and that's what's concerning me here. It may be because they make their choice to be on their own for a while.
Right, I agree with this, and I wonder if that's why this contemplation over the choices is there too, because maybe they feel like their life offers too many variables for them to really decide on their own, and that they just sort of feel randomly there would be only these two choices, and maybe they want something more definitive.
It's really interesting because these are really positive. They're not bad cards.
Right.
But the story that they're telling may not be the one that you want to hear. You know, is that, you know, they have a choice to make whether they want to work together in a partnership or partnering with someone like yourself, since you asked that question, or whether they want to just fly solo for a while, that they need more time on their own. They're more interested in that. And then of course we have this Lenormand, which really, if you know, since you aren't talking and there's no animosity between you, there's no arguments, because sometimes this could indicate an argument that, you know, cuts things off between people. But failing that, it means a swift action that can cut ties between people. So
I knew you were going to say that because I remembered.
Yeah. Well, I knew that.
Yeah.
But and that's what's really hard for me. I don't really necessarily see a future here when I see these two cards, okay? These Lenormand cards. But these just indicate that they may still be in the process, maybe, of making that choice or determination.
Sometimes it's possible the Lenormand may pertain to something different, not exactly, but there is a feeling that this could tie in there.
I think it ties in. I do. So it's not something else. So I wish you luck with this. I feel that they could go either way, but I got the feeling, because of seeing these two, that they're really leaning towards, you know, staying on their own and being a little bit remote from you. So if you say there's no communication now, I kind of feel that way with this card, right?
Well, next time maybe we want to ask why that is, if you're interested, you know, or it might be a kind of question you would ask, because this seems to be pretty...
Yeah, you may want to approach, you know, questions differently, or just decide maybe I need to not think about this for a while and see if anything's going to happen or develop or not. So I wish you luck with that. Wish I had better news.
Yeah. All right. So it's Fire Spawn.
Hi, Fire Spawn.
Hi, Fire Spawn.
Oops, there it is. All right.
All right. Did we get your question?
I'm looking.
I'm looking and I don't see it. So Fire Spawn, if you have a question, go ahead and give it to us. There you are. All right, so we're ready for your question. What did Sam think or feel towards what I wrote about him recently? Ooh, that's a good one. Sure,
Okay,
deck.
let's see.
Sure, deck.
Oh, you're right. Let's do this one. Sorry.
All right, we haven't gotten to yours yet, but we do have the questions. So let's see.
We're moving down the list. Yeah, Jasmina.
Oh, yeah,
will be
you're
next.
actually the one after the one we're on now.
You'll be after this reading, Jasmina. Hang in there.
And we are back on Sunday for our regular stream Sundays, 2 to 4 p.m., where you pretty much, like tonight, ask any question, and we will do our best to give you an answer. What did Sam think or feel towards what I wrote about him recently?
Well, it's interesting. The Hermit has come up again, but this time the Hermit's reversed. So the message will be different. The Queen of Pentacles is reversed. Ah, they're all reversed, but the Hermit reversed isn't necessarily bad. We'll see.
True.
The King of Swords is reversed, though. So, let's see what you got.
The snake and the coffin.
What?
And the coffin is influencing
Okay, well,
the
that's good. So, I've got to ask, Fire Spawn, because of just the way the cards are looking, were you trying to impress Sam with what you wrote, or was this something kind of argumentative that's been going on? It would be important to know that. I mean, were you like criticizing or debating something with Sam, or was this something where you were trying to impress Sam?
It wasn't negative, but you weren't
Okay.
trying to impress him.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. So with the Hermit reversed, I'm feeling that maybe Sam is wondering if there isn't something more he needs to address about what you wrote, one way or the other. I almost feel like here is a, where the Hermit, when he's upright, he's pulling away from things. When it's reversed, it's almost as if he could be pulled towards something. And so, something out there, he's not trying to dodge things. In other words, he's trying to engage. So maybe this might get Sam to engage with you on this.
That's a good way of looking at it. Sometimes the metaphor of coming in or out of the cave, the idea of being aloof or not so aloof. And so maybe, what he felt was that he felt he was more open, or he was more accessible, or you were more accessible, I think, to him as a friend or as something.
Okay.
The Queen of Pentacles makes it look maybe like he felt you cared about him, or that you cared about his world in some way, because sometimes the Queen of Pentacles shows somebody wanting to care for somebody else or help them.
Whoa, I like that. I didn't think about that. And so it's possible here that he feels in some way kind of touched by this, maybe. It's not a bad, I don't know, the Queen of Pentacles can be bad sometimes, but I think in the context of what I'm seeing here, this might indicate to him that, that he feels maybe that he has somebody he can rely on now or count on for some support in some way.
But then it's kind of frittered around a little bit by that reversed King of Swords.
It's kind of frittered around by a couple things here, maybe. But the King of Swords indicates to me that Sam... How do you want to say it?
Well, is it possible that Sam thinks maybe... And I understand what you said about you don't know for sure that he knows that he read it. But is it possible that maybe he feels this puts him in a position where maybe he was wrong about you? Like maybe he had already decided certain things about you and now he realizes that maybe he misjudged you, or that maybe... And that could go either way. Like maybe he misjudged you and now, something else. I mean, it could go either way, but that he just somehow didn't see you in a fair light for some reason.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm not sure if it relates to what was written or not. My other worry is here that, it seems as though Sam's not maybe the best decision maker in the world. And he, don't be surprised if he doesn't respond or responds kind of, I want to say deceptively. And it's basically because I see the snake here. But I do have to say this. He may have a little bit of a deceptive streak in him, but I have a feeling that if you keep communications, if you keep hitting him on the right note, that maybe he won't be that way anymore. Maybe he will open up more.
It looks like it's a process of sorts, especially with those last two Lenormand, that maybe Sam is learning to not be as snaky as he might have been.
Yeah, geez, internet, I swear, and all the people we communicate there.
What?
Awkward guy. Like he was kind of speechless. That could be.
True.
Could be. And also what I would say is maybe he isn't really thinking clearly on how to process the message. Because the King of Swords sometimes just does not, they might want to act before they think. They might want to, they don't really process the information well. It's as if things are cloudy or they're not seeing things as maybe you hope they would.
Does this indicate, because we were talking about Sam's feelings towards you, is that now he sort of has changed his attitude about whether he trusted you or whether he felt, you were on the level with him, and like maybe that's coming to an end. He's starting to understand you better.
That's a really good point too. I thought at first maybe it's Sam and his deceptiveness, but maybe because this is about what he felt about what you wrote, that the snake is coming to the deception's coming. He feels he can trust you more. That maybe you're not the snake he thought. Maybe if he had any doubts about you, this might have put them to rest.
And I don't know if that works in this
like
context,
that.
but
I kind of
sort
like
of feel that. Yeah.
But I will say, this card in particular is not the greatest card. So I keep an eye on Sam anyway. And if he
Fighter
gives...
Spawn agrees, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
So...
Well, we certainly want to hear more if it develops, so you're welcome to come back and ask us more. Thanks.
Good luck with that. All right, we are on Jasmina.
Hi, Jasmina. Glad you could make it back, and thanks for leaving your question. Will your new job be more successful?
Okay.
You were asking about interviews before, or was that somebody else?
That's somebody else, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. That was Marita.
Oh,
Marita
right,
has one tomorrow,
yes,
remember?
Marita. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to use my... Hi, Libra. I think we can add you.
Yeah, we can add you, Libra. No problem.
There you are, already. So you're asking if your new job will be successful or if you will be successful at your new job. I'm going to use my Tarot of the Mind's Eye.
Okay, let me get this.
You're welcome.
And Sunny and the TFT Cat's birthday month is coming.
That's right.
They're going to be 11 years old.
Holy mackerel.
That's crazy.
All right. And if we don't get a definitive answer, we'll do a quick yes or no, Jasmina. So your question was, will you be successful at your new job? And our first card is the Knight of Pentacles.
Knight?
Knight.
Yeah, got
and
it.
It's upright.
Nice.
The next card is Death reversed.
Okay.
And the next card is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So it's a mixed bag for sure.
Well, not in my book.
Oh, okay. Anchors away. And the Bear. Oh, definitely. So her Lenormand are a bit better than what I'm seeing, but let's get to it then.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why, because it seems to me like this job might benefit you more financially. With that Knight of Pentacles here, you should see, I don't know if you're getting a boost in salary, but it's going to be kind of a boost to you.
What's a new job? Will my new job be successful?
I get that. I just said it would be successful financially.
You said it would be a raise or a promotion.
No, I didn't say a raise or promotion at all. I said it would be a real boost for you and make you feel really good. And I'm just saying that financially, wherever you're starting at, this is really a good spot for you right now. There possibly is movement and growth in the future. However, I think you're going to be kind of doing your routine for a while. You're going to be staying where you are. The trick will be, for you, Jasmina, is to not get yourself in a rut and get bored. If it gets too routine, whatever you're doing, try to find things to make your work more exciting. And I think you just started the job, so you're just going to have to give yourself time. Perhaps maybe training or going through learning everything is going to feel a little stifling for a while, but once you got everything down, you should do okay.
A part of this card here, the Death Reverse, makes me feel like you may feel, that sometimes the job isn't moving along well, and you may be wondering if, you're being productive enough, if they have enough work for you. So you may have some worries about that. But really, the first card tells the tale, because it just seems like it's something that moves at its own measured meter. It may not be the kind of job where there's fast things moving around and you have to really plug and go.
Nice. I didn't bring that up. He brought up some really good points here about the work itself, is that, you may have to pace yourself and make sure that you don't try too hard. You take things as they come. And, sometimes when things go slowly, you feel like they're stagnating, or maybe you're not working fast enough. But I think you will get up to speed as time goes on.
Well, I do have questions, and maybe she'll have another impression there, that maybe the Nine of Pentacles makes you feel a little bit more vulnerable here, and that it may be that this is the kind of job or situation where you might have to share more of yourself, or you might have to give more of yourself, be available on call occasionally. Like they'll say, oh, Jasmina, we want you to be on call for this weekend, or things like that, where it makes you feel a little bit more vulnerable, like you're just sort of feeling like you work more at their discretion than at your own. That's something you might be able to resolve, though, as you get more familiar, and experienced in the job too.
That's it too. I feel here, you said this is a new job, And so that card to me just says you don't feel in your comfort zone right away here. You know, I don't think this is long term. I'm going to get into the long term in a minute. But I mean, you for now, at the beginning stages of all of this, you may feel a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit uneasy, getting used to things, getting going. But I feel like ultimately you will get past that. You'll get past that because sometimes that card speaks about, you know, maybe you always thinking things could be better and you're always worried that, you know, you're not doing good enough. But you know what? That's just in your head. Sometimes we always have higher expectations and we don't accept the reality we see. But I think the reality here is pretty good. And when you look at the bear and you look at the anchor, what this is saying to me is this could provide you with long-term financial growth and security, I think, overall. So if you have any fears about your security now, I think long-term, this job you might be able to stay at for a while and you should earn really well. You'll be able to save money there. I'm not going to say a promotion per se, but I am going to say you're going to feel very confident and very in control ultimately of what you're doing here. And financially, you're going to be doing pretty good.
All right. I agree.
Anything with that?
No, I agree with that. Those are really awesome there. You know, the bear is especially talking about, you know, female power in a respect too.
Personal and financial power, right? Yeah.
So yeah, and you're going to anchor there, meaning that maybe you will find there are things that want to keep you there, whether it's a sense of either, you know, consistency in work practices or consistency in raises or opportunities for raises or promotions.
It looks good. I mean,
sure
it
hope
looks
so,
like this could
Jasmina.
work out for a while for you.
You'll have
as
to let us
long as
know.
you want to put your anchor down there. I like it.
All right.
Good luck with that.
You'll have to let us know. We wish the best for you. Garima is up.
Yep.
Hi, Garima.
All right.
You're
You're welcome. I'm glad we have some good news for you.
Yes.
Oopsie. Use that one more time. All right.
Garima, we need your question. Did you give us one yet?
Well, maybe they did back.
I'm looking and I didn't see it.
Ah,
I'll look again.
I'm going up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is the list closed? Okay, I got to that part. I don't
And
see.
there's nothing after that.
Yeah.
So
Grima, we need a question.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where you may not be able to come back. We have... Oh, maybe. So we
I
may have
guess
to
I'll
put you at the
Grima
bottom.
at the bottom of the list unless we hear from them right now.
I will mention once again, I have a show called Goth Tarot, and I do some really quirky things on there, like sing in a really low voice. Okay, I had help with that.
Oh, jeez.
Kara thought it was funny, though, right?
All right, I've reposted the list.
All right, so Aisha is on.
Hi, Aisha.
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 And they might have left a question. Let's see if I can find that. Is Zaid worried about me that I said no to the proposal? What do you see his current energy for me? Okay. Is that my deck, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait a minute. No, it's mine. Because I used the bear and the...
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Okay. Thank you, Christine. Aw. I get a little
I think
carried
he's
away.
a little over the top myself.
She doesn't really watch them.
By the way, you know Mr. O has 2 shows a week. The Banshee's thinking about doing another show. So stay tuned. It probably won't start till April, but I've got plans.
But you said it wouldn't be a weekly show.
No, it would not be a weekly show. But I would at least have 2 shows.
Okay.
My weekly one and maybe a monthly one.
I'm not worried.
I'm a-working on it. There you go.
Yes, I hardly know anything about it myself.
I like to keep him guessing, so he doesn't steal my plans.
Hey, I've given you some of my ideas.
Oh,
Happy
well,
hour was
what
something
about
I
that
gave
last
you.
Goth Tarot? Do I need to say that again? Somebody helped you?
Not that much.
Somebody helped you.
Yes, un poco.
It's the Page of Cups upright.
Page of Cups upright.
Well, the 9 of Coins is reversed. Could probably take a different tone with this one. And the Queen of Wands is upright.
Well, you're wondering what Zaid's energy is towards you after you said no to his proposal. We assume that was a proposal of, something romantic natured.
Let's throw the Lenormand. I want to
Aw.
see. Can I see the
Thank you,
Lenormand
Christine.
too? Ah,
Thank you. All right.
you're so sweet,
here's the
Christine.
key. And the key is the woman. That's you, or maybe you, maybe Zaid. It doesn't necessarily relate to a gender, but it could. Page of Cups is upright. So his feelings towards you, I suppose, is that he still has you in his thoughts. He still has sensual, loving feelings towards you. He still feels that maybe somehow he is vaguely moving towards you, or that you are sort of an inspiration to him of sorts.
Well, I think he has loving thoughts about you. I feel that he maybe, or maybe he still feels there's possibility here. I could look at that and say that. I don't know if he's necessarily moving towards you, but he might be trying to envision ways, creative ways of making you possibly change your mind. Or maybe not. It's possible here. I would say this too. I can't rule it out. I want to look at the other cards more in depth before I go there, but I would say this, that it's possible here that he's moving on to try to find somebody else. It's possible. But let's take a look at the rest of the cards.
The 9 of Coins. Well, his feelings are maybe he sort of feels reserved now. He sort of feels vulnerable or not as comfortable as he felt. And that is obviously in relation to you, and you're saying no to the proposal. So his energies here feel guarded, feel like maybe he has to find something for himself that could lead to the idea that Banshee said, that maybe he could be moving in another direction.
It's clear to me that you shook him out of his comfort zone here by, rejecting his proposal. He was startled by that, I'm sure, and thrown off his game. He felt that, suddenly maybe he wasn't the smooth operator or talker he thought he was, And so maybe he feels now that life might be a little bit less complete because of that, His plans for what he wanted, his comforts, were not met.
Well, I think
Still
that
feels that
to
way.
some degree, we're going to see with the remaining cards, all of them, that he still has you pretty much in his thoughts, and maybe even as a focus of some sort. Now, this could be him or this could be you. The Queen of Wands is somebody who presents as really charming and vivacious, brave and courageous, really wants to go out there and show their stuff, what they're capable of, or present themselves as alluring and charming. So he either sees that in you, or it maybe in a way it's what he feels he needs to do to you. He needs to charm your pants off, so to speak.
Well, I feel that maybe this is saying he's still attracted to you in some way. I feel that way here. I guess I'm concerned about this other factor. I know that you rejected his proposal for some reason. I don't know if there's another person or a woman involved, because when I see this key in the woman, that's either you or that's somebody else. And that's why, in a way, with that Page of Cups, I said to myself, is he exploring another relationship or thinking about another relationship already, because of this woman here being the key? Or is this you? Is he again thinking somehow you're the key here to his future happiness?
So that's what it seems like.
So it's a mixed bag in that I think that it could go either way, that he's either ready to move on or he would like to find a way to maybe, see if he can't convince you to, reconsider.
Pouring on the charm again.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you did hear from him again. But other than that, if you don't, it could be because he has moved on to someone else. Still thinks highly of you, but he's decided to move on. Maybe this loss of security, this sense of his ego or whatever, was maybe a little bit too hard a hit for him.
That's
what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Alrighty. And now we're on Russ. Hey, Russ.
Hey, Trooper.
What you got? Do you got anything for us, Russ? Oh, would it make a difference? But we can tell you.
Yeah, we could do the either or.
Okay, yeah, the 2 and 2.
2 and 2. We'll do higher self and then the other realm.
I'm going to use the Spheres of Heaven Tarot.
Okay.
That's a good question, Russ. I like that.
I like that question. I'm going to get my Lenormand.
It's definitely cosmic because I have all major arcanas.
What?
Well, I have 3 out of 4 major arcanas, so
All right, let's
it has
see
a
what you
real
have.
cosmic
Let's
feel.
start with one because I like to do that.
Okay, so the first side was whether it was from your higher self. And we have the 4 of Pentacles upright and the Fool card. So, I don't know. That one sort of looks a little bit like these things are naturally interested to you on their own. The 4 of Pentacles sort of says, yeah, you do want to hold the world tight, that idea of maybe a humanitarian project. The Fool adds the emphasis of, that it could be from your higher self because it's really, you've placed yourself in that trust and that it could go the way you think it will because you're pretty confident about that, number one.
Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles is really interesting here because it could indicate that, you held this knowledge within. You held this knowledge within and it finally broke through. Whether you had some blocks up, or something that was blocking this from coming through previously, it's leapt out at you. The Fool is just a spontaneous thought that pops into your head. The Fool is a spontaneous act, taking that leap of faith. So your higher self may have wanted you to take this leap now and thought the time was right. And either this supports it or detracts from it. I'm not sure, but I'll show you the Lenormand. And the first card was this.
And it's Mars, which is the man. That could be you, a male inquirer. It could be genderless or gender different. And the fish.
So it's interesting to me because it could be you. At first I thought, well, that almost sounds like it could be a spirit guide or something, but I think it's you, and that maybe, out of the multitudinous thoughts that or projects or goals or things that your higher self may have wanted to push you towards, they thought this one was the one that was the most abundant possibility for you right now.
Not only that, but it also feels like although you are doing this with humanitarian aims in mind, this would really be beneficial for you too. Maybe in that respect, but
That's
maybe
true.
in other respects too. It just sort of kind of puts you forefront there as a person who wants to do this. And that may bring a lot of good luck, good resources, good juju back to you, Russ. So let's look at the other idea, whether these came from the spirit realms, your guides, or someone else like that. And I have these other two major cards, major arcanas that are upright, the Chariot and the Sun. Those are incredibly positive together. I almost feel like maybe there's a collusion here, like your spirit guides have informed your higher self to make this so.
Oh my God, that's a
well, the Chariot
that's
is
a real
driving
cop out, isn't it? But I like it because it really does make sense here. Because there's definitely some enlightenment that came to you that moved things forward, that propelled things forward. Now, with that in mind, I just want to throw these out there right now.
Dun, 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 dun! Coffin. Ooh. Let's bury the moon. It's the moon and the coffin. Well, that's kind of unique.
Yeah, so on one level, I almost think here that...
And it's the sun and the moon.
I know, it's
sun,
crazy.
Moon.
It would be crazy if the coffin wasn't here. But, the coffin's here, which makes me, if I had to read it the way I read the Lenormand, it's kind of indicating that, something that you thought would be a success is coming to an end. But that would be in a very generic sense. Applying it to your question, I wonder here if what it's saying is that your spirit guides were unsuccessful in getting this message to you and to moving this along. So maybe, as Mr. O said, there may have been a collusion here, that they realized you are just going to have to figure this out for yourself and find that answer within. So it's possible they could have planted a seed here. And maybe that's why the fish is here too. The fish is here saying, there was a confluence of circumstances here that brought this about.
That's cool what you said about your phone there. Check that out. So when I look at the moon and the coffin, the moon can be about, maybe secrets that are happening. And maybe this is saying, it ends. That idea that you're not seeing something, it's because it's clouded by the moon or it's not ready for you to see intuitively. That time is at an end. And so maybe this is saying really that you're not going to be relying so much on the spirit realms because they know your higher self has gotten the message. And, there's your confirmation was 333.
I'm kind of feeling here that I'm not willing to say how, the definitive ways spirit operates in tandem with our higher wisdom. And so to me, it's really likely that sometimes we can connect directly. We get the message directly from that source outside ourselves. They send us, synchronicities or signs or dreams that are hard to ignore. Or maybe they feed ideas that pop up into your head that are hard to ignore. But I also feel here it's equally likely that they could be working more behind the scene and feeding your higher wisdom the knowledge it takes. Instead of like you just seeing it right in front of you, it comes from within. And sometimes I think the reason spirit might do that is that you feel more empowered, when you feel this idea has come from within. And maybe you're more likely to even pursue it that way. I'm just throwing that out there. I can really almost see how they do tie together. And especially since we got so many major arcana cards going here. It's pretty interesting, Russ. Interesting reading. I hope you got something out of that.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. And that's interesting about the phone. Hey, that's a synchronicity one cannot ignore.
So true.
Good luck with that.
All right. Paisley, did you come back?
Paisley, you are up if you are here.
Hi, Country Love.
Hey, Country Love. We'll probably add you to the list because I have a feeling some of the people that are on the list right now are not here.
All right. So, yeah. Now, Paisley, did you come back? Because it's your turn. I have a feeling we're going to close the list at this point or close to it.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
So, either you're here or you're back in 5 minutes. So, hey, Country Love, how's it going? I'm glad you made it today.
I will put Paisley at the end of the list, but
right.
It's likely they're not coming back.
And because you're here, Country Love, we're just going to tell you that if you're interested, on Saturday, happy hour will be slightly later. It'll be at 2 p.m. rather than at 10. I am going for my MRI on my weird problem. So I'll be back. It's in the morning. So check that out if you're intending to come. Any of you, happy hour is 2 p.m. this Saturday morning.
All right. Awesome. All right. Last call for Paisley. And we are on Christine.
And Christine did leave us a question. Christine watches all our shows. I love it. General question, what does Spirit want you to know?
Okay.
All right, so we can use the method, your 3-card method. What does Spirit want Christine to know?
Yes.
All righty. Yeah, thank you. Every day it's a little better.
But he's got to rule it out. It was weird. We just decided not, his doctor, when he said, well, the ear doctor says I can cancel the MRI because this is going to go away. His doctor said, well, it's up to you. And we thought about it, and we thought it might just be good to better safe than sorry kind of thing. Since it's already scheduled.
Well, I asked my cards too. I said, should I keep this appointment? And it leaned towards yes. There was no red flags there. It just sort of said, yeah, do it.
Could put your mind at ease about things. So, hopefully. I'm assuming yes. Anyway, all right. What does Spirit want Christine to know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no! Get out of the tower now!
Now, if Miss Victoria was here, she would say,
it's
the tower, it's so great. She loves the tower moments because she feels that, it's a chance to reset. If things are not going well, something needs to be reset. Something needs to be either probably abandoned or start over again. So there could be some little crisis that comes along, and it's going to shake things up a bit. And you're going to have to decide what to take away from that experience so that you don't have to repeat the cycle anymore. It's just one of those things in life that comes and usually is kind of unexpected. And that's what Spirit wants you to know is like, expect the unexpected, and not necessarily a happy thing, but a necessary thing.
Well, I think Spirit says something you do needs to be broken down and maybe turned back into raw resources to rebuild it. But this time you need to do it right. You need to not necessarily do things the same way. It could be a struggle or a situation you know about, and you just don't want to repeat what mistakes you made here. But clearly, in order to rebuild this thing, it has to come down first, and then maybe you can analyze it and learn something from that.
Do you want to talk about Major Arcana Palooza?
Oh.
So why is this important? Because you can take control of the situation. You can take control of this situation, or you will need to, and you can make sure that you are in control from here going forward. If things just suddenly happen to us sometimes, we have no control over the circumstances that happen. That doesn't mean that we can't regain control, that we can't, calmly look at the matter, determine what needs to be done, and then follow through. And that's why I think the Emperor's here.
Additionally, I feel like maybe there is the idea that there's other thoughts or influences around, whether it's people who maybe said things untoward, or maybe people who said things that maybe also made you realize this was time for you to do this too. So I think it was important that you maybe realize that this whole process puts you in control. It maybe takes you back to the plain facts, the beginning, the sense of really figuring it out. Who has your back? Who is the Emperor's confidants? Who are the people you trust to help give you advice to some degree? Because that's what the Emperor really is about, is being able to utilize all your resources and understand how to make the right decisions.
Well, for example, Christine, things just come up, Like, for example, Mr. O this week, he went to his ear doctor appointment. Everything went well there. He got answers he needed. But as he was literally got back into the condo complex, his car just failed. My
ball joint broke right there.
And that's
axle pulled off and everything.
That's like an $800 repair we got socked with. And so, you never know when a crisis or what type of crisis is going to hit.
I had just drove about 50 miles. I drove at least 25 miles one way and 25 back.
He is so lucky. Because if that had happened to him on the middle of the freeway, where your car just dies, wherever you're at.
Well, it wasn't died. The tire fell off.
Right. He couldn't move. So the point is, he's stuck where he's at. You could get hit. I mean, I just feel he was very fortunate. He made it nearly all the way home. And then we didn't have to tow it very far to get it repaired. So it all worked out. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know when or how the tower strikes. But it does. And so I think Spirit is cautioning you that something may upend your world a little bit here. And whether it's the ID case or something else, why it's important is you will need to get a handle on it. You'll need to, just manage it calmly, assuredly, like the Emperor would. Okay.
Synergy, country love? Yeah, it's a good thing, right?
So where are things headed? Uh-oh. Okay.
Eight of Swords.
We've seen that a bit today.
It may be a time for you to kind of pull back a little bit. You may feel like you need to. Part of this is because you feel like some of these things are still blocked from you, but you need to process it because maybe you'll realize that there are ways around it.
Well, this may affect your sense of self-confidence or security in some area of your life. You may feel put at a disadvantage now, or that Maybe you don't have what it takes to right this situation. But I think here, if you stick with the message of the Emperor, just be calm. What is that thing? Keep calm and
carry on.
Carry on, whatever it is, right? Keep calm and carry on is what you're going to have to do here. So.
All right, so we have the moon
I like that.
in the Lenormand. And the woman, which could be you, the Inquirer.
Totally is you. It totally is you. I feel here that you will be successful in turning whatever this is around. Even if it shatters your self-confidence a little bit, even if, as Mr. O says, it makes you pull back a little bit, you will be able to get it done. You'll be able to fix this or move on in a better direction.
Here's a thought. I've revised this a little bit, because where does this lead to? Maybe it leads to you realizing that what that tower situation was something that was holding you back, and that maybe you just needed to figure out how to bring it down yourself, or however it did come down.
How to bring down those walls. I kind of like that.
So I like the idea that it does leave you with this way, looking towards, the success you deserve here. It's good to keep in mind that symbolically I look at the moon and say, this is about giving it time too. This is like saying, many moons ago, or as the tide turns. It's not going to happen overnight, because that didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. Well, everything's always going fine until it doesn't, right? So we just never know what it could be. Some setback happens, and so just be careful. And, there are just some things that we can't avoid. And you know what? Our tarot readings aren't always perfect. Maybe this will not come to pass. But this is sort of what Spirit wanted you to know, is to be prepared for the unexpected setback, or
well, if you and I love the fact that everything seems to be going well for your life, so hopefully I think we put this in a good context. Really,
you will weather this,
and when it does happen, though, you'll have to share the details.
Good luck with that.
Alrighty.
Hey, I've had enough tower moments in my life. And I made it this far.
All right. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for all the nice words.
All right. So we are on Libra.
Libra.
What did Libra have for us?
Thank you, Christine. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
What hidden message do I need to know?
Okay.
I'm going to use the Incubus Tarot. And I see what you're writing there too, Country Love. So 10 minutes have passed. I think the list is closed.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I will type it. All right. So everybody who is currently on the list will get a reading. Okay. So it's what's coming towards? Is that
What hidden message do I need to know?
Oh, hidden message. Got it. Okay.
And the first card is the reversed Eight of Pentacles. It's followed by the Five of Swords, which is also really reversed. I don't love when that happens. The final card is the upright King of Cups.
Well, it's usually our...
Oh, wait, we were supposed to do this as 1, 2, 3.
We're going to do it that way. But
so
let me
the hidden message.
Now that you did this, though, I want to get the Lenormand out.
Okay.
Might as well have it all out there. And
all right. All right.
One card at a time. Okay.
Go Fish. And the Heart. So what is the hidden message you need to know? It's the reversed Eight of Pentacles.
Well, the hidden message you need to know is that some area of your life you need to buckle down more. I think that's the message. You need to work harder at something in your life right now that maybe you just have decided to slack off on. Maybe you feel it's unnecessary, or you're just being lazy about it. You know you need to make some changes in your life, or in some area of your life, let me put it that way. And, you've just been kind of putting it off or not really putting in the work.
This hidden message that you need to know could revolve around the idea that these are things you actually do know how to do. If it's procedures of some sort, if it's a process of some sort, you know how to do it, but for some reason you just can't seem to get there. Maybe it's a lack of motivation, or maybe it's something more serious.
So why is this important?
And it's the reversed Five of Swords.
Well, because it could be causing some... I personally feel when I'm looking at it this way. What's the last card again, though? I need to...
King of Cups.
Oh. Okay. I was at first... and it's upright, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm beginning to think here... This makes more sense to me now, what I wanted to say. I'm beginning to think here that there could be some inner conflict or turmoil going on regarding the situation. Are you fighting yourself and stopping yourself from doing something, making some necessary changes, or putting some effort into some area of your life, whether it's your health, whether it's growth and development, whether it's in dealing with certain people in your life. There's something here, that I feel there's a conflict. There's an inner conflict going on. Some part of you wants you to really do this, and another part of you is holding you back.
The Five of Swords, reversed or otherwise, always presents with the idea of such a level of stress or strife or conflict going on that you are better off getting away from it totally, or you're being defeated by it. And so that's why it's important to realize that if you don't understand that hidden message, if you can't work with getting through that, you may be brought to ruin in some level.
Yeah.
So where will this lead?
So where will this lead? I think here with the King of Cups, could it be that you lean on someone for some support or help here? Whether this is something mental going on, or, some mental confusion or emotional issues. I'm not saying necessarily a counselor, but I am saying maybe somebody you trust and somebody has always offered you really good advice, or just was able to listen to you if you need to get, this matter off your chest.
I don't think it's a professional counselor necessarily,
I don't either.
but I think it's somebody that you can turn to when things are really down. Somebody who maybe has a sense of caring for you unconditionally.
Yes.
So maybe they're a parent or a former, closer person, aunt or uncle, somebody who really would have your back. It may be that you don't always bring them into these situations because you want to stand on your own, but this is somebody who really is a benevolent person and would want to be of help to you, if you can find that person, if you know that person, or if you are that person, if you have to realize how your inner kindness and benevolence can change that situation, if it's possible.
The last two cards are a little bit kind of out there in left field for me with the way I was going with this reading, because clearly it almost looks like, passion and love and plenty of fish in the sea and all of that we like to say. But when I think about this card and what might be going on here, I'm wondering if it's saying, you need to be more passionate about the choices you make, what you allow to flow in and out of your life, what you are swimming towards and what you should swim away from. And I get the feeling here this has totally to do with this, that there is something here that maybe has been calling for you for some time to make some changes or work on, and maybe you've been allowing yourself to be distracted by other things that you are more passionate about or that you feel would make you feel better. But nah, this is going to haunt you until I think you take care of it.
I think it's about a connection with the people that are the closest to you, whether you consider them your family or your friends. And I think this is saying, really, that's where that sense of benevolence comes from. And that's the sense of where you can turn the corner on this by trying to express more kindness, where you can use it to resolve these situations if it's possible. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
And I don't know if Garima or Paisley are back.
I don't know if Garima
was
there at the point where you have that list disclosed message on the screen, and maybe that's why they left, because they usually don't leave. So
it's hard to say.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Maybe
but Garima, if you are here, we could read for you right now.
And I'm sorry about that. I just tend to forget to snap it off at the end of the show because I'm just closing down the show.
Yeah.
It's like
things happen. You are here. All right. Then post your question, Garima. I don't think we saw one from you. Otherwise, we would have done it. I guess I'll get a deck. And
excuse me. Mr. O is ready for bed, just about. Ooh.
You see what the energy is around me upgrading to a camera operator.
Well, I know you work out there in the Hollywoodland area.
So, all right. Let me take a look at that. And now I have room to shuffle. Sonny must have sensed the show is almost over. I think he'll be back. I don't know why. Unless you saw him run upstairs.
I heard the sneeze. He's somewhere nearby. His little sneeze. All right.
Ah!
Boy, we're sure getting that one a lot.
It's 9 of Cups reversed. It's the Queen of Swords reversed. Doggone it. And it's the Moon reversed. But the Moon reversed isn't necessarily a bad thing.
It's a
but it depends.
fungible.
It's fungible, but these other cards might influence. What?
There's the fish.
Wow, that's
back for the
coming up
300th time today. And the ship. The journey towards the fish.
That's interesting. Well, never say never on your dreams, despite what the cards may say.
Totally.
And I think that for now, this is just like a snapshot in time, Garima. This is not saying that you should never pursue this. But right at the present moment, with the 9 of Cups reversed, it's kind of indicating there may be problems and complications for you getting there, for you upgrading to that. There's something that might block you. There's some setbacks to this plan right now. And what are the setbacks? Are they the fact that maybe you need to you probably have a lot of the skills necessary, but maybe there is something lacking. Or maybe right now it might be hard to convince somebody to, give you that position.
I didn't know if that was the words to use, but I sort of had the feeling with the 9 of Cups that in terms of the energies, it sort of feels like they don't want you to appreciate that. It's a sense of like saying like maybe you should be happier in the area you're at.
That's a good
Or that they
point.
feel like, or that you might feel, would you really like it? Would you have questions about whether you would really like this? Would it really make you feel happy to do that? That's what the Nine of Cups is usually about, is it make you happy? Does it make you not so happy? So it's a question.
There's so many things behind the Nine of Cups. But in relation to your question, yes, this is kind of important. But also the idea that sometimes we're never happy, right? We're never happy where we're at. We always do want something more. And so you have to determine if right now, you're able to really take that on at this time. Like I said, here to me, it looks kind of complicated. It looks like, there's blocks here. There may be some people who stand in the way of this.
That could be the red tape.
The red tape, decision makers, etc. I definitely can see that here. And with the moon reversed, I think what the good news about this is something may be revealed to you as to what you need to do to make this happen in the future. It may not be possible for you now, but I have a feeling some truths or some knowledge may come to the surface that may help you better achieve this in the future.
Well, you say you do want to do it later this year, so maybe the idea that it might be revealed and that might make a change in how you can do that is true. The red tape idea I mentioned, that could be the idea of the Queen of Swords reverse, because the Queen of Swords reverse could represent the kind of person who makes decisions against you or decisions that you don't feel favor your best interests. So you could be looking at that as a personal thing, but there's this idea that maybe something is revealed that maybe gives you that idea, the moon reverse. So maybe in this idea of them trying to say, well, no, you can't do that, something is revealed that tells you, well, there is always some sort of back doorway on occasion.
I think the ship and the fish indicates to me you really want to make this move, whether it's because it will provide you with more income or an abundance of, what you would consider good experience, new experiences. This is a move you really do want to aim towards making. And I think what this could also say is possibly in the future, there may be options available. There may be some ways to finally make it happen. But looking at the way the cards have formed here, I really don't think it's going to happen for a while. Could it happen later in the year? Possibly. But, you're going to have to maybe start doing some
Positioning.
Yeah, positioning and trying to figure out exactly what you need to do to eliminate the blockages and the red tape that's, holding
Because
you back.
the idea with the Lenormand is that you can move towards this. The ship is a journey, metaphorical or literal, that you are moving towards this. So it may be based on what is revealed to you. What are those hoops you have to jump through? What is the certifications you need to have? Things like that. Don't feel that just because one person or a set of circumstance seems to be against you. If these are the anti-mentors, then there are the real mentors. And you mentioned that being important. So you have to, maybe that's what's revealed is where you can find the practical help.
Are you going to wrestle again? That's what we have for you. That's all I had on that, Lenormand. But
Alrighty.
good luck with that. I think it's possible. It's just not right now. And it could happen by the end of the year. It may take a little longer, but I think you can achieve it. And I think at some point you'll be moving towards some options that will be opening up for you.
I think next time you ask, or one of the next times, you should ask maybe more about the timing of this, and we'll try and look at it from that point of view. And we are officially in overtime, but I think
We're on
we
Country
have
Love.
Country Love, who did leave us a question.
And Paisley, I'm asking in advance, if you're here, you should let us know now. Otherwise, we're going to say goodbye after we're done with Country Love. Okay. And Mr. Earl's all in on that.
I'm trying to make those things explode.
I did.
Oh, you did it. Country love.
That's
DJ
because
and
I'm full of love,
but his
Mr.
schedule don't
O.
have to get work. Okay, so you're getting, closer to DJ, and you want to know, how is he feeling about this? How does he care about how this made me feel? The slight disappointment.
Ah. How's he feeling about this? Does he care about how this made me feel?
And thank you for your
Okay.
wishes for Garima.
Oh. It's computer, I swear.
It's my deck, right?
Yes, I got this up.
Okay, what's the deck I have not used? I don't know where it is. But I'll use this one then.
Okay.
Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot.
The Horror Tarot. I like that one. I was eyeballing my Pulp Fiction one upstairs. I was thinking of bringing that down. But March is starting Women's History Month, and I'm going to be bringing out some womanocentric decks, among other things. I might pull out a few cat decks from time to time, too, because it's our cat's birthday month.
Yeah, I sigh a lot. My boss even says I always sigh too much. I don't know why. Oh. I forgot this deck is so odd.
Oh.
All right.
Well.
So the Five of Cups. Yeah, I think he does understand the disappointment. The Empress reversed. And Temperance reversed.
Hey.
Your baby wrote you a letter. Well, maybe. Oh, it's a ring. Put a ring on it.
Well, wow, this certainly
I
is
see.
an interesting reading, I have to say. So yes, I have to agree with Mr. O. He senses your disappointment. How does that make him feel? I don't know, but I feel like he realizes here that you are disappointed and that maybe, I'm just going to throw this out there, that he may have to, how should I say this, do something to pick your spirits up. Maybe try to give you a little bit more TLC, tender loving care, because of this little misstep. And
Temperance reversed.
Oh, Temperance reversed. And he might, I would say that maybe he is a little bit concerned that this has upset, the harmony between the two of you. So it sounds pretty good in that he recognizes maybe he hurt your feelings, And so hopefully, by the sounds of this, he might make it up to you.
Well, it was working. You say you understand, and I don't know if DJ is their own boss and can do things when they really need to, or if DJ's got to follow the rules of work. And I think it's the latter more likely, in that they realize that the situation between you guys may always be, some cups are empty, some cups are full. The idea that he has two masters. He has a person he cares about, he wants to please, but he also has to please his work people.
Yeah. And, I would say, I don't know, I'm looking at that Empress and I'm kind of second guessing myself a little bit there. Could it be possible that he understands your hurt, but he's kind of, I don't want to say indifferent, but he's just kind of sitting back and, not really doing much to make you feel better about the situation. However, he is concerned. He is a little bit concerned about, if this is going to cause some instability between the two of you.
Well,
How did you read that, Empress? Because I might have missed that.
it uses, kind of pulp kind of conventions. And so the Empress is in a spider web, stuck. And, maybe he feels that he's stuck in a certain way, that he can't necessarily do what he wants necessarily in this regard, that he sort of has limitations on his actions because he has to take care of some things, but he has to take care of you. And I think it's just a Gestalt kind of feeling there.
Yeah, Mr. O, you may be tired, but you hit that. Gotta say. And I gotta tell you something.
Just wondering, that's fine. I'm not trying to make you hate him or not. Temperance?
No, I'm getting back to this because I do have to say here, this Lenormand is pretty hot and heavy. I mean, to me, this looks like he's very committed to you. You may find this out, that, regardless of this little misstep, and boy, I hope there's no more of them, that's all I could say, but you never know, work always has a way of screwing with people's personal lives, And so I feel here, though, that despite all this, he may let you know in some way, either through writing or otherwise, that he feels very dedicated to you, committed to you. So I think that's a very big positive there.
Well, if nothing else, the letter is an invitation. Maybe he's committed to inviting you to something really nice, a really great date to make up for this kind of situation.
And that would fall in with the Empress a little bit, what I first said about the Empress.
Now, if the restaurant is webby things, you don't want to go there. No, I'm kidding.
Webby things?
Well, the web.
Oh, okay. Well, don't eat any spiders, I would say that. No. I think this is really good. I don't think you have much to worry about here. I'm hopeful that, he does feel some remorse over this and that he may, even as Mr. O said, found a way to make that up to you. So, good luck with that.
All right.
I think that's it because Paisley has not responded. So we've done everything to try to keep Paisley on the list.
You needed a laugh. We did too.
All right. Well, hey, there's hearts to you if I can make it happen again. Come on. Look at that.
I got one. I
got a bunch of them.
I just got one, like it's a little toot.
'Cause I'm full of love, and Mr. O, he can be a little stingy sometimes.
I can. It's a Scorpio thing.
All right. Well, anyway, that's our show.
Bye, y'all.
Thank everybody for being here, and don't forget.
Thank you, Country Love.
Saturday, our happy hour will be on at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Want to give everybody positive messages once in a while. We all deserve that. Okay.
Even though you have a Scorpio.
Even though there's a Scorpio. Does it do down ones?
Only for one, I think.
And it won't.
Oh.
Curses. Anyway, have a great rest of your evening or day, and we hope to see you real soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.